Hello， 我现在人在杜拜 Expo 2020， 也就是在 COP28 的主会场。那从11月30号呢到12月13号呢，连续2个礼拜，这边都会举办非常多有关气候变迁的一些议题的会议，包含一些 high level meeting， 还有一些 side events， 各国家馆都有非常多的活动。那我们这次来这边呢，很重要的一个目标，就是我们希望可以去采访各个不同国家的青年，看他们对于气候变迁有什么样的想法。Okay, let's go. Hello, this is TWYCC from Taiwan. We have 3 youth from Turkey.
United States.
United States.
I'm from the UAE.
UAE.
My name's Arman.
I'm Lara.
I'm Philippa.
I'm Akari Horioka from Japan.
So my name is Yoriko Ashimine and I'm from Japan. My name is Haruki Yamamoto. I'm from Japan.
大家好，我是 Lorraine， 我是香港来的青年，然后呢，我是来自 CCIL。
So my name is Charlize Fong and I am a grade 11 from Hong Kong.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaisin and I'm from Malaysia.
I'm Sanyo Kim from Green Environment East Korea.
안녕하세요. Hola, ¿cómo están? Soy Fiorella Favero. Hello everyone, my name is Fiorella Favero. I am an environmental engineer and from Lima, Peru.
My name is Benson and I happen to be from India.
Hi, I'm Gayatri. I'm from Kerala, that is down south India.
Hey, I'm Daniel Chen. I'm from Canada.
So here in the UAE, I would say it's mostly because of the hot climate, and here it's rising sea level and desertification, water scarcity.
Food insecurity, especially during the COVID pandemic, because we do rely on imports. So we get our food from other countries. So when things like COVID happen, then we don't really have much food to go around.
So in Malaysia, I think the most severe climate disaster we are facing is the first one is flooding and the second one is heat wave.
是香港在9月的时候就收到了一次台风，然后那个台风也带来了一个很大的 flooding， 让很多商场啊或是一些地方都淹了。不知道你们知不知道有一些叫 subdivided housing， 就是 family 就是住在一个很小的单位。因为都是一些比较贫穷的人口住在这些地方，所以呢，天气很热的时候，他们没有办法去开空调，因为那个费用会很贵，有一点 energy poverty 的问题在里面。
The problem is the awareness that goes into climate change because I don't think a lot of people in Hong Kong actually cares or is aware of this issue.
I think in my country, Korea, should stop the fossil fuel. Some thermal power plant is running now, and especially new thermal power plant is constructing now. This is a horrible, I think so.
Japan, in my opinion, is facing the issue that is there is a goal that is net zero by 2050, but there is no actual roadmap to achieve that goal.
Because I'm an indigenous person, the other issues that we are facing as an indigenous person, due to globalization and other factors, slowly we are getting disconnected from nature, where people are more into earning money or into materialistic things. So people are forgetting the root cause or root core of the tribal culture.
The capital of my country, which is New Delhi, has a lot of pollution going on, and for the past 5 to 6 years people have been struggling with that. The city is suffering, and that is what is happening all over India.
In BC, where I was living, there was such a large amount of forest on fire for days on end. Like the sky it was hellish red in the sky. You can see on film people are like trying to drive away from there. It was literally like the end of the world.
In this COP28, I focused on the loss and damage issue.
Climate resilience or adaptation.
Climate finance.
Green jobs,
Global stocktake, how users are involved in policy making or
climate change issues.
Youth empowerment and action for climate empowerment, which is ACE.
Gender, climate justice and human rights, 还有youth empowerment.
Just transitions, energy transitions, and the gender issues.
The public health and waste management.
Science and well-being, like the intersectionalities between mental health and science, and also how that affects climate change.
Currently, I'm partly working on raising awareness among the Japanese youth and also the adults to make them aware that climate change is really happening, and it's not some issue that are happening far away, but it's happening on the planet as a whole, and it affects us as well, and it's our issue, not the others.
I have a speak opportunity for Japan Pavilion. The topic is the establishment of Youth Council in Japan, and by implementing that, we believe that we would have, as a youth, have a bigger voice to the councils and to the government and the policymakers. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of promoting that youth council in Japan.
因为我在 COP 有举办了一个活动，就是一个 pavilion 的一个小 section， 然后就是在讲一些已经发展的国家或是地区的一些气候不公的问题。然后呢，还有在养狗的一个 Youth Climate Forum 上面有发言，也有 address 过一个，就是香港其实也在面对一些气候不公的问题。所以呢，这个就是我一直在 advocate 的东西。那我希望回到香港也可以一直去做这件事情，把这个 concern 带到 government level 或是就是 civil society， 更加多人去关注这件事情，还有做一些 policy 上面的改变。
So from youth perspective, what we can do is primarily to really understand the issues and really do our studies and research about what is the causes of the issues, and at the same time, if we want to focus on the policy level, we have to understand like what's the policy decision making processes. So that's how we can really understand how we can contribute and how we can make a lot of implementable solutions, suggestions to the government to come together with all the stakeholders to achieve a common goal, which is to tackle the climate change.
I think climate change and climate crisis issue is the problem of the system. So the most important thing is make a whole opinion with the people. So like a political activity, like a voting, this is a really important thing to climate and to respond climate change.
Educate, because education is so transformative. Through education, a person can change so much. Education, I think, is the most important step that you can enter the door to climate change, to help people. Being literate about climate change, what's happening in the world. And then I think the second most important step is to start pressuring your government or doing local changes. I think that is the most important thing.
So this year, I found it with a colleague of mine, a really interested entrepreneur called Sustentalento. Our focus right now, that it's called Chambea. Chambea means work in Spanish, but it's an informal way of saying work. So with this idea, we want to develop a web platform to connect green jobs and Peruvian youth. So in this COP, I'm very focused on gathering many people related to startups, also entrepreneurship, and as well as green jobs, because this is very an important topic related to create a more sustainable world and of course be towards a just transition. Like everyone can be involved and no one can be left behind.
So my priority would be how to make people feel connected to nature through different activities like volunteering activities. For example, I have volunteered with one organization called Local Futures, Ladakh in Ladakh. So I went to one village and there I worked with the villagers and I thrashed the barley. I separated the grains from the crop. So I know how hard it is to get the food that we are getting. So once you're more sensible about how things are coming to you to your plate that you are having, or how things work, how different systems function, then you feel more inspired to take action.
My message to the Taiwan youth is that we young generation have a lot to do in this regard. NGOs have a lot to do in this regard, and the young people should come to such platforms, should make use of such platforms and tell and make general public aware of the fact that it is us who should contribute and not anyone else. No need to wait for anybody else.
So sometimes as a youth, we might feel like we have less knowledge about climate change, or compared to the experts, we might be a little weak, as a social position or status. But I believe that youth are the ones who need to change and create changes, because we are the ones who live in the next centuries or the next decades, right? We're the ones who need to think what we want in the next decades.
虽然我们的声音可能在这个 COP 的会场，或是在自己的国家和地区都未必有很大的影响，但是我相信就是在团结还有青年的议题上面将会发展的越来越好。那我们只要继续 action， 那我们就可以 have a better world.
So I believe that everyone have a role to play. So no matter what background you are from, actually you can find a pathway or a common ground with the COP agenda items, or even a local climate movement that you can join. So what I would suggest is find your interest that is aligned with the climate movement, join the movement and come together and to fight for the climate change.
I hope the youth in Taiwan really get an opportunity to speak out when you can, because youth is really a critical component in solving climate change. So I think to the Taiwan youth, I think you should really step up and really use your voice when you have it.
The world is one now. And everyone is listening. It's obviously there will be some ignorant people, some really stupid people, but many people out there who really want to bring change. So there are people who will listen to you, listen to me, like you guys are listening to me.
So I really encourage youth people in Taiwan to get involved in this kind of activities, because they are so important. And also it's a way also to develop and discover many capacities that you have. So in my case, it has developed my entrepreneur soul. So I really motivated you to get involved in those kind of topics and be part of the change in your country as well.
So we have to be more aware of climate change issues and take actions. Let's, empower through, be a strong leader of our next world decades.
I think you should do more engage the people near to you, make people more interested about the climate change and to respond to climate crisis.
I think Taiwan has a very beautiful biodiversity and nature, so please do your best to protect it, because your country is very beautiful, and we'd love to visit sometime.
Yes,
yeah.